Alright, welcome back to us here on our WWE 2K18 Universe mode. I'm, of course, Tom here on the Battles channel, making his way to the ring. It is our general manager, Dean Ambrose. Raw's general manager, Dean Ambrose, ladies and gentlemen. He is coming out here to say something to the WWE Universe. So what does he have to say? Welcome, everybody, to Monday Night Raw. I hope you are all ready for the fantastic show I have lined up. But I need to make a few announcements. In 3 weeks, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view will take place. Both Vince McMahon and I, even though I don't like talking to him, have had a chat, and we both will have an Elimination Chamber match for our brands. I have taken it upon myself to use this match to bring a bit more prestige to the Hardcore title. So for the first time ever, the Hardcore title will be contested inside the Elimination Chamber. Not only that, but I have hand-picked 6 of the most worthy competitors to earn a shot at the title. It will be the champions Seth Rollins, Ty Dillinger, Chris Jericho, Alexander Wolf, the light heavyweight champion Austin Aries, and the last person eliminated in the Royal Rumble match, Killian Dane. Now, even though it's already very exciting, that is not all I have to tell you. The women's title has been in a somewhat hostage situation by Nia Jax, who has taken out everybody in her wake. So what Vince McMahon and I have decided to do about it is to have a fatal 4-way match at the pay-per-view to determine who will be the #1 contender for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Well, okay, Samoa Joe apparently coming out here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I'm not too sure why Dean Ambrose was not talking about Samoa Joe, but okay, Samoa Joe, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring. Former WWE Champion, lost last night that title to Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor, so what exactly does he have to say? Oh my god, will you ever shut up and just get to the part where you talk about how I got screwed out of my WWE Championship last night? Excuse me, but what have I told you about interrupting me, Joe? I don't care if I interrupted your puny little announcements. I want my rematch for the WWE title against Nakamura tonight. Okay, you know what? You can get your rematch. However, Shinsuke Nakamura already has a match booked for tonight. So your rematch will be at Elimination Chamber. Thanks. That's all I needed to hear. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Samoa Joe going right after Dean Ambrose, ladies and gentlemen, our general manager. And Samoa Joe, I guess, getting exactly what he needed, going after the general manager. Oh my god, Dean Ambrose, muscle buster connecting there on Dean Ambrose. Samoa Joe laying waste to our general manager. Look at this, he's picking him up, he's not even done yet. Come on, this is just ridiculous, Joe. Not again, please, not again. Picks him up for a second. It looks like a second muscle buster, and it connects there. And the referee there, you can see in the corner. And Samoa Joe, look at this. Oh, kicks him in the face. Come on. That's just insulting. And Samoa Joe laying waste to everybody in his sights. Well, everybody, after that attack by Samoa Joe, hopefully Dean Ambrose is okay backstage. Okay, I guess we have to move on with our show now. As the Revival make their way to the ring, although this is going to be a one-on-one matchup here tonight. Scott Dawson is going to be taking on Chad Gable. A few weeks ago, Dash Wilder fought against Jason Jordan and lost that matchup. And however, Scott Dawson feels like, no, you know what? Maybe I can defeat Chad Gable for my buddy, my friend, Dash Wilder. So Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, former tag team champions, going to be squaring off, ladies and gentlemen, in one-on-one competition against Chad Gable of American Alpha. I mean Scott Dawson is, at least. And before we get into this matchup, Dean Ambrose, he didn't finish his announcement, as far as I could tell. The fatal 4-way women's #1 contendership matchup that he was talking about, that's going to be with 2 people from Raw and 2 people from SmackDown. Dean Ambrose chose for that fatal 4-way Becky Lynch and Asuka, who, of course, Becky Lynch brought Nia Jax to a pretty good matchup, and Asuka's undefeated. That makes sense. And then SmackDown has got Alexa Bliss and Ember Moon. Ember Moon, the person who lost against Nia Jax, and Alexa Bliss, one of her more recent challengers. So, that Fatal 4-Way at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view will be a #1 contendership for Nia Jax's Nia Jax's title, so that should be very well. There you see Chad Gable taunting Scott Dawson. Scott Dawson immediately going after him. Scott Dawson, ladies and gentlemen, of course, the Revival, known for not being necessarily showmans. They just beat the hell out of their opponents. That's what they do. No flips, just fists. Apparently, Bray Wyatt is in the arena once again because my battery is low, and that happens whenever Bray Wyatt pops around, so I don't know. Anyways, Owen connects there, ladies and gentlemen, with a big back and neck breaker on Scott Dawson as Chad Gable throws him off. Chad Gable, a big suplex. Ladies and gentlemen, one half of American Alpha, of course, Jason Jordan in the corner in support of the man winning, as there you can see not even a 1 count, but of course Dash Wilder in support of Scott Dawson in this one-on-one matchup here tonight on Monday Night Raw. As now Chad Gable, he wants him up. Could be going for a huge maneuver here. What does he have in mind? Drop kick. Connects there. Drop kick off the top. And there you see Chad Gable taunting. Showing off against Scott Dawson here tonight in this matchup here. And the first matchup here tonight, of course, the second matchup, our main event of the evening, will be with Shinsuke Nakamura. As Dean Ambrose, ladies and gentlemen, said, his opponent, I do believe, is Alexander Wolf, one of the men announced for that hardcore title elimination chamber matchup. So that should be very interesting. As now, look at this, Scott Dawson on the top, and a big punch to the face off the top, or off the middle turnbuckle, ladies and gentlemen. As now Scott Dawson picking him up. Look at this big power bomb, slamming him down. 1, 2. You see, looking right in his eyes as he pinned him. Okay, looking right in the eyes of Chad Gable, saying, "Hey, I can defeat you. I am better than you." As Scott Dawson thinks. As Chad Gable, look at this, once again showing off a little bit with that sort of maneuver. And Scott Dawson having to roll outside the ring, picking himself back up on the apron. Chad Gable looking on his opponent here tonight. Punch to the face, reversed with an elbow. Maybe a fist, I wasn't too sure. Maybe a forearm by Scott Dawson on Chad Gable here tonight. Scott Dawson, right to the back there, right to the lower spine. As Scott Dawson going right after Chad Gable. Dawson wants him up. What could he possibly have in mind? Wants to go trip him up. Slides. Okay, I don't know what that was about. Weird sliding maneuver. Ladies and gentlemen, wants to go trip. I do believe trip his ankle there. Chad Gable's. As Scott Dawson's down. Chad going to the top turnbuckle. Could be setting up for a huge maneuver. Moonsault connects there. No, it doesn't. Reverses the moonsault there. Ladies and gentlemen. Connects there. Tripping him up right at the knee. Right at the knee there, ladies and gentlemen. And Scott Dawson going for a maneuver. Chad Gable reverses it right to the face there. With that headbutt style reversal. Dropping him chin first on the top of his head. Throws him to the outside. And there you see Scott Dawson, ladies and gentlemen, taunting Chad Gable. And Dawson, look at this, out of nowhere, kicking the referee down. And Chad Gable running towards him, and then, but throws him over. The referee is down. Scott Dawson just hitting him down. Looks like he wants to go for a maneuver. And look at this, throws him into Jason Jordan. But Jason Jordan smartly not touching Scott Dawson as the referee just got up. And then takes him down with a big shoulder tackle. And now look at this, kicks Jason Jordan right in the face. Right in the face. Scott Dawson taking out everybody he sees. Gets thrown back in the ring by Chad Gable. And Gable went to go for maneuver. Scott Dawson reversed it with an elbow to the face. Takes him down with a big backwards DDT landing on the back of the head. And Gable could be setting him up for that big back suplex finishing maneuver. And now, oh no, he's not going for that German, instead connecting. And look at this. Dash Wilder using the smart tactics, distracting the referee so that he doesn't count the pin. And then look at that, Scott Dawson moved out of the way, and Dawson seems to be now on the offensive in this matchup. Very even matchup between these two. Ladies and gentlemen, is now going for a suplex, connects there with a big snap suplex by Chad Gable, and Gable drop kick to the side of the head. And Scott Dawson's down. Chad Gable knows it. Going for a huge arm bar, connecting, and oh, look at this, grabbing the leg. Connecting there, ladies and gentlemen, with that big maneuver, that big, I'm not even too sure what to call that. Arm bar, leg bar style maneuver, I guess. As now Scott Dawson, look at this, going right to the face there with the punches, busting him open. Ladies and gentlemen, busting open Chad Gable as Scott Dawson gets kicked off there by Gable. And Gable, ladies and gentlemen, look at the crimson mass on his face. Although you can barely kind of see it almost, to be honest with you. Now, oh, look at the pose Scott Dawson is in. Posing for Playgirl, maybe, for that one. I don't know. But yeah, look at Scott Dash Wilder in the corner, distracting the referee once again. And oh, right to the face there. Right to the neck, the chest area by Chad Gable. And Gable could be going for that German once again. Will it connect here tonight in this huge one-on-one matchup? And it connects there once again, the straitjacket. And now look at this once again, the referee being distracted by Dash Wilder, and Scott Dawson not looking good. As now look at this, climbs up to the middle turnbuckle. Dash Wilder getting up. Chad Gable, look at this, big drop kick miss. And there you see, the manager has been ejected. Ladies and gentlemen, Dash Wilder is being ejected out of here by the referee. And now Scott Dawson trying to continue the offensive on Chad Gable's on right to the leg there. Right to the leg of Chad Gable there. Knocking him down. And Scott Dawson trying to get the offensive back on his side. Trying to get himself the victory. As a big maneuver there right to the back. Connecting now. As now, look at this. Scott Dawson, oh my god, look at this. Not even really connecting, but trying to. Okay. With that leg lock, that big signature leg lock that has taken out so many other competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, trying to tap him out. Chad Gable, there you see. In my opinion, Chad Gable could have won this multiple times, but of course the distraction by Dash Wilder gave Scott Dawson the win in this matchup, as he made Chad Gable tap out there in this one-on-one contest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look back in the replays here tonight. There you see one to go for the big moonsault, misses, connecting there. And then another miss there, and then the big straight jacket. That should have probably won the matchup. However, Scott Dawson, ladies and gentlemen, defeating Chad Gable here tonight in this matchup. One half of the Revival. Of course, Dash Wilder being told to leave the ringside area before the match ended, as we move on to the main event. Okay, well, main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Shinsuke Nakamura. The man who I guess will be fighting Samoa Joe for his newly crowned WWE title at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Shinsuke Nakamura, there you see the belt around his waist once again. He probably loves the feeling of it wrapped around him once again. Hugging his body tightly as he is the WWE champion. Anyway, Shinsuke Nakamura, I don't know. Shinsuke Nakamura going to fight one-on-one against Alexander Wolf in this matchup. And I think this should be lovely. This should be a lovely Alexander Wolf. Ever since leaving Sandy, he's definitely proven himself very much so. And it's time to see if he can defeat the WWE champion Nakamura here tonight, who only a few, very small select people have defeated and pinned Nakamura in our universe mode. Of course, one of those people being Samoa Joe, the man who was the WWE champion. Speaking of Samoa Joe, okay, I guess Samoa Joe coming out here with that man, Alexander Wolf. That's interesting. Maybe I don't think Alexander Wolf really wants Samoa Joe out here, but I think Samoa Joe is just coming out here. Maybe not as much support for Alexander Wolf, but more or less as like hatred towards Nakamura. So watch his opponent for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, as now Alexander Wolf and Shinsuke Nakamura look at each other, kicks him in the face, or kicks him in the stomach, kicks him in the face, and oh, look at this, Shinsuke Nakamura going right after Alexander Wolf here tonight. And Wolf now, look at this, Shinsuke, oh, right to the stomach there of Alexander Wolf, as Shinsuke Nakamura, ladies and gentlemen, taking it to Wolf, probably watching Samoa Joe out in the corner. Okay, Joe watching on as now Nakamura. Oh, Alexander Wolf catching the leg right to the knee there with the elbow. And Alexander Wolf, ladies and gentlemen, bounces him off the ropes. And then, oh my god, into a huge bicycle kick. And Alexander Wolf feeling the offensive, ladies and gentlemen, feeling the energy here tonight, kicks him in the back. And now Alexander Wolf going after Shinsuke Nakamura, the WWE champion. Throws him into the corner. And Wolf now, oh, right with a huge rolling elbow, European uppercut there. And Shinsuke Nakamura, ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Wolf once again with a big uppercut there. And Wolf, ladies and gentlemen, throws him into another corner now. And then third one there, ladies and gentlemen, could be going for the could be going for the fourth one. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last and final corner, and it connects there. And Shinsuke Nakamura getting thrown around the ring by this man, Alexander Wolf. The unpredictability of Alexander Wolf definitely not necessarily being shown within that combination of maneuvers. Could be going for another one here tonight. And Alexander Wolf went to go for a maneuver. Shinsuke Nakamura, ladies and gentlemen, reverses and catches him into a powerbomb. A big powerbomb using the strength of Shinsuke Nakamura that he has. Picking him up now. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Wolf, look at this, reversing it, going after the WWE champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, as Wolf takes him down, the big suplex now. And Alexander Wolf, look at this, going right after the WWE champion. Okay, wrenching on the neck and throwing him down. As now Alexander going after Shinsuke, punch to the stomach. And again, and the combination of strikes reversed by Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura reverses it, going for another powerbomb potential. Unit connects there. Another big powerbomb connecting there by Shinsuke Nakamura on Alexander Wolf. Wolf now, ladies and gentlemen, down. Nakamura wants him up. Samoa Joe watching on, the challenger for the WWE champion. And speaking of Samoa Joe, if I could talk a little bit about him and his actions earlier, I think those actions against Dean Ambrose were ridiculous and unnecessary. The attack on Dean Ambrose, we still haven't seen him. We haven't seen him all night. As far as I know, he is not even in the building right now. He's being checked on by doctors after those two brutal-looking muscle busters. That's the move. By two brutal-looking muscle busters by that man Samoa Joe. And Alexander Wolf, ladies and gentlemen, on the outside. Shinsuke Nakamura coming out with him. Shinsuke Nakamura, look at this. Samoa Joe. Oh! Samoa Joe probably loves seeing that up close on the outside with that big kick. And now Alexander Wolf throws him across the ring on the outside. And then, oh, what the? Oh my god, throwing his entire body into Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the WWE champion on the outside. And Alexander Wolf calling to the crowd here tonight. He's in the corner now. He wants him. He's just beating the hell out of the top rope. Okay, that was a little weird. As now Nakamura setting him up. As now, oh, face first with the snake eyes on the top turnbuckle. As now Nakamura punches him in the face. Can we go for that big back suplex? Reversed by Alexander Wolf into a big body splash. And Alexander Wolf, ladies and gentlemen, punch to the stomach. Throws him across the ring into another European uppercut. Ladies and gentlemen, replicating his maneuvers from earlier. As now Alexander Wolf has him, picks him up. Could be going for a power bomb, ladies and gentlemen. Running into it. Power bomb connecting on the WWE Champion Nakamura. 1, 2. And no! A kick out there by Shinsuke Nakamura, and Alexander Wolf can't believe it. Goes for another one. 1, 2. No, not even a 2 count there. Shinsuke Nakamura kicking out the WWE Champion. Kicking out of Alexander Wolf's huge powerbomb maneuver. Huge. Slamming him down as hard as he can to the mat. Still did not get the pin as the big flip there reversed. And Nakamura, oh, knee to the jaw right there. Big knee to the jaw. As now Shinsuke right to the arm there. Stretching it, wrenching it backwards. And Wolf now getting pulled into the middle of the ring. Goes for the cover off of it. 1. And no, only a 1 count there on Alexander Wolf. Shinsuke Nakamura going after him here tonight. The challenger for Shinsuke Nakamura's WWE Champion, watching on at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Alexander Wolf has a lot to prove as well here tonight. Shinsuke Nakamura, he has to prove that he can defeat anybody. Is now, oh, right to the back of the head with a big knee to the back of the head. Jeez. Shinsuke Nakamura needs to prove to Samoa Joe why he is WWE Champion. Alexander Wolf wants to prove why he was handpicked to be put in the Elimination Chamber for the Hardcore title. The match the title I should say, that he has been seemingly trying to earn this entire series. As now, Alexander Wolf elbows out of Shinsuke Nakamura's maneuver. Nakamura not looking too good. Alexander Wolf going after him. Punch to the stomach, punch to the head. Alexander Wolf going after the WWE Champion. Kicks him down. Shinsuke Nakamura is down. Alexander Wolf with a big flip there, connecting. And Alexander Wolf setting him up potentially for that signature maneuver. The signature Death Valley Driver reversed into a big DDT by Shinsuke Nakamura. As now, look at this. He wants him up. Could be going for the Kinshasa, and it connects there. Busting him open. Busting open. Alexander Wolf. 1, 2, 3. Shinsuke Nakamura out of nowhere with the Kinshasa, defeating him. Samoa Joe, ladies and gentlemen, as you just saw, up close and personal, watching Shinsuke Nakamura here tonight. But then the Kinshasa out of nowhere, just the Kinshasa out of nowhere by the WWE Champion defeats Alexander Wolf. And there you see Samoa Joe, ladies and gentlemen, surprisingly not attacking Nakamura. Usually that's sort of his game plan most of the time. But tonight it seems that Samoa Joe shows respect to that man, at least one time in his entire career, showing respect to his opponent. Shinsuke Nakamura, the WWE Champion, defeats Alexander Wolf, as that's going to be the end of this episode here tonight on our WWE 2K18 Universe Mode. If you guys liked it, let me know by hitting the like button down below. Comment anything you want to comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, why not hit the bell to be notified of everything we do here on the Bad Wrestling channel. I am, of course, Dominic, and have a good day from Bad Wrestling.